When you get to a horse hoofing video, the trend on TikTok is that you have to go to bed.
It's been like literally 2 years of me like being in a loop with people and thinking that like this is my team, this is my Michael B. Jordan to my Ryan Coogler.
Yeah.
And it is not that.
I always say you're either a manager personality or an agent personality, and you're giving manager. Dane, I'm also very proud of you because you're drinking coffee today.
I'm drinking coffee
And
today.
usually he's drinking decaffeinated throat coat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm usually doing like the tea.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm like, I'm trying to like embody in a fake way, like being a host. So it's like, tea, honey.
For the look of it all.
You know?
Very serious, very refined.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Dane's very serious and I don't know, chaotic mess.
Balance.
Bree is here, Bree Webber, who I wanted to bring you on because of a few reasons. One of which is like you're so fucking talented and cool. And when we were on night school, like every clip that had you in it, I feel like went viral. You have this virality about you that I wanted to kind of talk about today.
I received that, yeah. Last post got 60 likes, but
no, well, isn't that always the way? And I come from more of the social media world, and the social media kind of like, that's how I view the world, goggles I wear. So I wanted you to come on because I feel like you're very savvy and you know how to do all that stuff as well. I also wanted to ask you questions about comedy and podcasting and comedy and how what do you think of that, and what do you think of comedians in general podcasts, if you have any thoughts. I know, so I'm completely just throwing this to Bree. She has no idea what's coming. But
I'm Bree and I'll be hosting the show today.
But yeah, I mean, I think first and foremost, like, what do you think about podcasts?
Yeah, you know what? I can say that I honestly do respect podcasting, and I do think it's an art. Has it been lost quite a bit? For sure.
Yeah.
I think we see people who have been doing it for years, and a lot of people are sort of just jumping on the bandwagon and then being like, oh, I'm going to start a podcast and do it as well. And that's not necessarily the sum of what podcasting is and what it can be.
Yeah.
I think with all this interest from like big services and companies and studios and wanting to put it in their different platforms, I think it's obviously a very lucrative market. And I think for people who are intentional and who do have something to say, that's also like the thing, like why
you have to do
you know, you might not need a podcast. You might need to be quiet. You know, we don't really know.
No one's asking you your opinion. Nobody really wants to know what you think.
And a lot of stuff is like clickbait or just like, whatever. And maybe I'm guilty. Maybe we're all guilty of it. But it's also like, just being intentional about what it is and why it is that you want to sit behind this mic for weeks on end and do this.
What a question.
Yeah. And like, and I feel like you're doing a lot of short form, and like that's what we're seeing. I think what you're speaking to is a lot of the short form creators are like,
yes.
Oh, I'm getting 15 million views in the last month. Can I translate my dancing videos into like my yapping
Bree
videos?
can.
Yeah.
If anyone can, Bree can.
Yeah.
And
Look,
that's hard.
we'll talk after this and I'll tell you all about it.
Yeah, that is really hard. How often are you posting these days?
You know what? I'm on a small like restructure break. For a while, I was doing like 3 to 4 times a week, and that was sort of like something I sat down and like brainstormed with folks, and that's like what we came up with. It was
Who did you brainstorm with?
like my comedy friends.
Oh, okay.
And when Facebook was doing those, they still do them. I don't the like Zooms where they tell you what's working and what's not working. We were all sort of a part of those like Instagram creators. Little Zoom groups, and that was the target. But I feel like in trying to be consistent, I sort of got unspecific, and I didn't like that. I think I also collaborated with people that I just should have never should have never ever collaborated with, should have just said thank you, friend, and kept going. And so in that muddiness, I was like, okay, let's step back and like let's be very specific. Like, you know,
intentional,
exactly. Yeah.
That's the key, I guess.
Yeah.
But then you have to think about it more.
Yes.
Which is hard.
It takes some planning and some thought. Yeah.
So what is the angle now?
Kind of going on like me joking about collaborating with people. I think I kept waiting for other people to come in and do the thing for me, and that I was going to have this magic community that would give me the podcast, that would give me my funny reels that I like to post, and that would help me make my short films. And it's been like literally 2 years of me like being in a loop with people and thinking that like this is my team, this is my Michael B. Jordan to my Ryan Coogler.
Yeah.
And it is not that.
I like that you are already kind of like, I am Michael B. Jordan, and you all, yeah.
So that's what it is. I'm just like stepping into the driver's seat and like, I'm going to have my things, and I hope that the same people can help me, but it's not necessarily me waiting to do their thing anymore.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, something really interesting that I thought was like, first of all, you're so funny. But to me, especially making clips, this is a little insider baseball, but I find in comedy, like I always tell comics, I'm like, just edit it yourself. Like edit it because your instincts are right. You actually have comedic timing that's probably better than any editor you hire, to be honest. If you put the exact marks you want to cut, do that. And you just have to do it yourself and trust in yourself that you're going to know better than like someone you hire. It's a big advice I have. And I feel like that always works. Like even you, I remember you did that Nicki Minaj clip and you mixed media, which was really interesting. And it was that template where it's like buzz, buzz. And it was one of the first times I saw that, and it was, I don't know. And I was like, gosh, she's innovative and can just do this on her own. But
I had this big sort of realization this week. I think the things that interest me creatively are very advanced and a little ahead of its time. And sometimes like when you're trying to explain, like I do want to mix media and even try different things in spaces that typically wouldn't be done, even with film. And you're having all these conversations and people are just literally like, I don't understand. You're like, no, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And you're kind of just this.
That's like my life.
Yeah, lone wolf until it works. And I feel like I'm at a turning point where it's starting to work and people are like, oh, very interesting. You know, and so it was just like a lot of years of just doing the thing, and people were like,
and looking a little crazy,
and a lot of it crazy.
Yeah. Everyone being like, "What the hell is she doing now?" That's how I feel pretty much every day of my life. But yes, my question about that specific feeling is like, how do you not get irritated or want the "I told you so" feeling? Like, that's really tough for me. Yeah, like now everybody. For instance, The Atlantic did a story today about how it's the eclipse economy, and that's something I've been pushing for 2.5 years. And it's a little bit like,
yeah.
And now it's happened, and I'm like, I just got it.
The second that they say that and they write that, it's no longer.
It's no longer.
Right. They're already on to something else.
Yes,
that is so true.
Right.
Now, that is a good question.
Thank you.
I think she's good at this. You know, honestly, I don't know because it's painful. And so that I told you so part is not really something that I can ever really feel like really vindicates me or like we reconciled, like how much pain how painful it was to be in a space of people constantly being like, nah, you should probably, or I saw your clip. You ain't like it, but you know,
God,
or keep
so
going.
hard.
But you know, you're just sort of like a watcher.
Yeah.
So I never really feel like unburdened when it's like, this is what I've been saying the whole time, because it's like, dang, y'all made me walk this path alone for a long
That's
time.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Time.
Yeah, it's really, first of all, and that's another reason I love you, is I can tell you're like ahead. and you're the person that kind of changes things, one of the people that changes things culturally. But of course, it's so cringe in the beginning because you have to jump in and do something that no one else is doing. And
while still learning.
And then there's going to be people around being like, as a people pleaser too, it's really hard.
All of us.
All of us are people pleaser. To be like, well, are they going to like it? Are they going to like it? Getting like validation. And like, I've been doing something recently where I've been putting like music in the back of my clips because I think that's going to start being more and more popular. And I'm no one else is doing that, and I'm just seeing like, except for like fan accounts on TikTok, they're reposting with music. I don't know.
And it works.
And it works because it dramatizes it and everything. And I always follow the fans on TikTok because I feel like they're constantly on it and they know. And so I have been doing that, but I'm like, I'm the only person that has these weird clips where there's like music and you know what I mean? It's that same feeling of like, but I bet it's going to be popular at some point.
I feel like people like to track their music and get their music now from TikTok. It's 100%. Like, oh, this audio is great. Put it in my playlist. Yeah. It's now in my like get ready playlist.
Yes.
And like you're curating people's music and giving them a laugh. Like those are two good emotions.
That is really good.
I'm not on TikTok, but
isn't that so? Well, okay, I have a theory about dudes of a certain age and TikTok. I feel like when I know that they're going to say I don't use TikTok if they're like over 35 or over 34. I know. I'm like, he doesn't have TikTok.
Well, I have TikTok in the sense that my girlfriend sends me TikToks and then we watch it like once a week.
He calls it TikTok time.
The 20 videos that I received that week. And that's fun.
Hilarious.
That's fun.
I'm gonna see you Sunday at 2.
No.
These little memes you keep sending me, I'm not gonna watch them all week.
It's appointment viewing. But no, we enjoy it together.
That's so Dane though. Planned TikTok time. We're gonna do it from 1 to 3 p.m.
My For You feed is terrible. It's just garbage. Just nothing. They don't know me.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I have a great algorithm, not to brag. How's your algorithm?
It's all over the place, but it's so me. Like, it goes from a fighting video to a girl doing a quick weave to a story time in the car to a cooking video in the suburbs. Just like,
have you seen when you, I guess it's a thing when you get to a horse hoofing video, it means you're supposed to go to bed. So when you go to the comments, everyone's like, oh man, I just got on. Now I have to go to bed.
That's hilarious.
But
Never
basically,
heard that.
It's like I don't know what they're called. They like fix like cow hooves, and it's just like this like it's like right on the hoof.
Watch,
right?
I'm gonna see it all the time.
Well, I've actually seen that now, and I'm thinking about it.
So when you see that video, the trend on TikTok is that you have to go to bed.
Oh.
Like
when I've been on TikTok too long, when it's like a really peaceful, I think she's like a black girl. She's like, hey, babe.
Oh, yeah.
You've been scrolling.
Yeah.
Log off.
Yeah. I was going to say, do you even listen to podcasts or like put them on?
We haven't asked that question, but that's a great question.
Yeah. Some. I watch more clips of podcasts for sure, more than like full episodes. But yeah, I do watch some. I
Go ahead.
I like Poor Minds. The two girls out of Atlanta.
Wait, which one?
They're two like really pretty black girls. They're in Atlanta. I actually saw them at the Comedy Store recently.
Really?
And I do a pretty good job of not fanning out, but they definitely was like, girl, calm your ass down.
I'm sure they loved you. I get really, sorry. I was going to say, I get starstruck about the most random people.
Yes.
That's a really good example of that, where it's like literally like Dave Chappelle could walk by. Well, I would freak out for that too. But like he could walk by but then I'd be like, oh my God, those two podcasters, I see them every day. Yeah. The parasocial of it all.
Yeah, I think that really is what it is. Because I really like their story. Like, you know, they've been in the game for a little bit, but you know, it's been two people together. They haven't separated. Mm-hmm. They've like, you know, I'm sure it hasn't been perfect. They've built this team. And to me, I'm like, that's so cool because I know how hard it is to just be consistent with one person, but to build it up with a team. So when I saw them, I was like, yes, I love y'all. Oh my God, girl, I'm gonna be back in Atlanta.
Are they together or are they just friends?
I think they're just friends.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how exactly how many years, but yeah, they're just friends.
Dane, so this is through Dane's magazine, Good Tape, and he's doing sort of this, one of the topics is chemistry and the idea of chemistry, because that's to me is such I mean, to him too, but it's such an important element, I think, of podcasting or being online.
Yeah.
Is like real chemistry. What do you think is...
And duos specifically, I feel like duos on the internet are such a strong force.
Yeah.
And I think to your point, like being solo is kind of a hard endeavor.
I'm sure you can still do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's one of like the pillars for Meta right now. They want people to be collaborating. They want people to be in pairs or like friend groups or even couples. So that's like a big thing because we're really loving watching people connect. So that is a very like big thing right now. I have a deep desire to be in community like always. And so I like want to work in community, but sometimes it just does not work. You know, I give roar. That's another podcaster that I really love.
I was gonna say that's a great name for a podcast.
I couldn't do that though. That's like her phrase, or it was pretty viral. But no, I have a title. But we're gonna.
I was gonna say
I have a title. I'm gonna do it.
You are?
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm calling it "This Was Cute."
Yeah. That's a great name.
It also is like a tag that I'm gonna start incorporating in my stand-up as well. But it's sort of like, you know, similar to what we already talk about and like how the style was on Night School or even this. Like, it's going to cover a wide range of things. But I think it also, like, I am very woo-woo in some ways, not in no sticks and stones type of stuff, but like I really love talking about topics that aren't necessarily the most popular or
like
you
what?
know, like I'm really into psychology and like why people behave the way, and I'm really good at it.
Yeah.
Scarily good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like...
Not surprised.
You behave this way because your daddy left you when
because
you was
have some trauma when you were 5 years old.
Yeah.
Yep, your dad
playing this out.
I can spot a rancid vibe a mile away.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
like, avoid that person.
Yeah.
So,
that's so interesting.
That piece of it all, I think, is like timely because in the vein of like us all wanting connection, sometimes we don't even know how like... all the stuff from the past is like informing our behaviors, and that stuff is cool to me.
It's like an interview show, monologue show, a little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
If I can't get a guest, it'd just be me talking.
Mm-hmm.
Which we know you can do.
Yeah, I'm gonna get guests.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah.
I feel like that you have to have a really specific, we talk about this a lot on the show, like a really specific genre that you're talking about. So like it can't just like... We got Joe Rogan in the comedy podcast interview. Like we've done it, we've seen it. Mm-hmm. We don't love it anymore. But like so many different people are doing that I'm kind of like, I feel like there needs to be a specific angle.
Yeah.
So that is interesting to me.
I think overall the feeling that like I want to capture and what I think is missing a little bit is that it's not as formal as we might think. Like I think we got a little stiff when it came to podcasting, and we forgot that ultimately it is a conversation, and you're hoping that people listen and take something from it. And so it's like should feel a little bit like backyard barbecue, but you just got a little medicine.
I've always said this. Yeah. Dane's like, we have to plan the barbecue. We got to get the
patties. Just a little bit.
We got to mix the coleslaw.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
You have to have food.
Yeah, we have to have food. That's true.
No, sometimes you go to the cookout and all they got is tequila.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a good time. So you just go come and vibe. This was cute.
You got to make that work.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
But that is like very kind of it's interesting as co-hosts of something we're kind of discovering that where that has always been my philosophy as well, was on all the projects I've worked on, like as soon as the person opens the door, I'm like, let's go, you know, like it's my house and we're having a party.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's really good advice because people just want connection, like you said. And it did come from NPR and this sort of like more sort of intellectual, like podcasting did. So I feel like there's people who feel like they need to like...
And there's a space for it, right?
Totally.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why it's interesting because I don't really know, like this is like, I feel like kind of like the in-between those two things. I certainly don't represent it, but
it depends on like who, what the guest comes in. I feel like our guests are going to be all over the place, which is like for me really exciting. Like we're going to have all sorts of people coming through, and like we'll just adapt to their, you know, their vibe,
energy,
their situation,
which works as a people pleaser for sure.
Well, tell us maybe a little bit about your like your media and content background, like both from like a, you know, self-starter perspective, and then also as like, I'm curious if you've gone in a corporate route or have had jobs in like the content space, how those are maybe a little different.
You know what? I'm so glad you did bring this question up, because a lot of people don't know about my background, and I've worked for a lot of people. I've done a lot of things. So I started doing acting in Detroit when I was very young, and I came out to LA when I was 16 to study theater, and that was my world for a long time. I was just wanting to be an actor and
just a theater geek,
theater nerd. Yeah, but I tried to be cool about it. I never want the label, you know.
Yeah.
And so in undergrad, I worked as an assistant for Cheryl Lee Ralph, who's now on Abbott Elementary. And so that was like, you know, I thought that was going to be my only path. But as soon as I finished undergrad, I was like, this is so weird that all I'm doing is auditioning and waiting for someone to give me a job. Like, I'm from Detroit, I'm a hustler. I didn't like it. And I was like, I got all these ideas that I wanted to do. I started writing this film about being the token Black girl at a predominantly white institution. And I'm just like, oh, this is just an idea that I have that like I would love to shoot, but then I knew nothing about filmmaking. And so I was in Atlanta at the time for like a year and a half, and I was just trying to learn like, how do people even write scripts? Yeah. And eventually that took me back to film school, back at USC, and so I did their film and TV production program.
And that's a good program.
Yeah.
The USC one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like,
and she got like, sorry to brag for you, but didn't you get like a free ride basically?
Thanks to the government. No, I'm kidding.
Shout out the government.
Student loans that I did forgive myself. It was a full one. No, they did support me quite a bit. And yeah, during my time there were like so many paths I could take, and I was nowhere near like as vocal and outspoken as I am now, which, shocker, so hard to believe. And that was really where like I had to grow up. I had to learn how to advocate for myself and speak up, and even learn how to like not get walked over in order to make the films that I wanted to make. Because, you know, day one you get there and everyone's like, I'm the next Steven Spielberg. And you're like, well, I just wanted to learn how to rack focus. And so, you know, it was a very interesting like time there. But eventually I like started taking night classes, and I started as an intern working at Viola Davis and her husband, Julius Tennant's production company.
Jesus Christ, I didn't know this.
Yeah. And so they then hired me to sort of work as an assistant / development executive. And so I was like balancing my time as like a full-on, you know, assistant, creative exec, and going and finishing like the last year and a half of film school. And it was very difficult, but that experience really opened my mind, because they were stepping into the VR space, and they had this really awesome thing that they did with Othello and sort of putting it in the virtual reality space. And that was like the team that I got assigned on, and we're doing all these things, and they were receptive to, you know, learning what I was writing and doing in film school. And I started to get inspired, and I started playing with, oh, well, what if this is something that could be interactive? And what if I could use the tools that I'm using at work in the films that I'm making? And so it totally transformed how I approached my films. And it was always so interesting, because I remember early on in the first year of film school, you know, USC has this thing where the teachers are like, we're the studio, you guys have your ideas, but we get the final say, we have to greenlight you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, that's cute, that's cool. But like, what if I want to make stuff for YouTube? Are we ever going to talk about like, you know, all the different, and at this time, like Netflix is like playing with Bandersnatch. What was it called? It was really huge. It was their first interactive feature, I believe. I watched it. I just am not remembering the name. But Bandersnatch, yeah. And so that was like really, that's like when I'm in film school, it's really big at the time. There's all these companies sort of like, they're doing it for Echo, they're doing it for YouTube. And I'm like, whoa, like they're letting the audience sort of pick how the story goes. And that's really cool. What could the future of this be, right? And so I'm the student in class, like, okay, this little studio stuff is cute, but also we have this whole world that's happening.
What time period is this for you?
The 1900s.
No, you better not say that because you're younger than me.
I want to guess like 2006, 16, 17.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so 16 through 19.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, yeah, and that really just wasn't a thing. And so, you know, getting these positions outside of school, just sort of, I use it to like couple my education and like actually figure out what I wanted to do. And they also discouraged like being talent in film school, which I get, you know, you're there to learn film. But immediately after graduating, I was like, perfect.
Well, you can't help yourself.
Yeah. Now I have the tools to put myself in the movie. I'm going to be
and I'm going to do everything.
So yeah, that's kind of where I am now. Mm-hmm. And right now, like, I write a lot. I know people think that like I am like very consistent on social media, but I have to disappear a lot because I also am trying to like make my first feature, and I have a lot of support and like mentors and stuff who are like trying to shepherd me like into and through that process. And so right now that's what I'm working on. A year and a half ago I got second round consideration for Sundance, and so I'm like shaping my first feature to
Incredible.
Like, you know, be something where I can act in it and get the support of like all the different communities and organizations. And right now, like I produce for the NAACP, NAACP, we say both, and for like emerging filmmakers who are 18 to 29. And that was actually a role that I created after participating in the program. And I went back and was like, yo, so yeah, I have experience. I feel like this program could benefit from X, Y, and Z. And they were like, who are you? And I was
I'm
like,
Bree
Webber. Yeah, and they were like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, let's do those things.
Yeah. And despite like all like the social media and new format world that we exist in, it seems like there's like a still a really strong through line to like traditional or, you know, traditional filmmaking.
Yeah.
And like, how's that tension like for you, the vertical video versus the?
I feel like it is, it's a crisis actually. Because in one world, it's so discouraged, right? In a lot of ways, the biggest filmmakers that we have in our time aren't on social media, right? Or, you know.
Are anti.
Yeah, right? Mm-hmm. And so I think that's to their advantage also, because you feel refreshed when you see them on the screen, because we don't see them every day in film.
That's such a good way of looking at it,
you know? That
I should probably, because I'm so cynical and get so annoyed by traditional Hollywood not like moving forward.
I think it is strictly to increase their value. But then on the flip side, we see how beneficial that person who posts every day, twice a day, and how that is also lucrative and useful, and it can be leveraged into something more. And so it feels like a crisis to me, because both ways are right.
Yeah.
Neither is wrong.
Yeah.
But they are different, and I think you do have to choose.
You do?
And it seems like you have
you do have
yet
to
choose. Have you chosen yet? You're kind of doing both right now.
Bree's problem is that she's, and this is again, sounds like I'm like putting smoke up your ass, but I'm really not. I would say this if you weren't here. She's too good at everything, like so many things. Mm-hmm. Like she's so fucking funny too. So then it's like there's the comedy aspect to root that you have. I think that your biggest problem is that there's so many different
ways to do it.
Yeah.
And
which is exciting and probably super fulfilling, and like you get so much from that.
Yeah. But it's probably hard.
Yeah. No, I think it is really hard. And sometimes, like, recently I was like, okay, this next 6 months is gonna have to be dedicated to acting because I have the most to leverage there. Mm-hmm. And so everything else just has to be in service to that. Which sucks because I feel like each thing requires 100%. Like to be a stand-up comic, that's
so weird because I thought when I saw you, I was like, you got to do it because you're so fucking good. Yeah.
And maybe I'm all wrong. Maybe you see me in too much for like, you know.
No.
Totally
I like your focus. I think it's just I'm a producer.
I mean, to make it as a comic right now though is like
a nightmare.
Really
I also don't know what that even means
what that looks
anymore.
like. Yeah.
Oh, say more about that.
What do comics win when they quote unquote make it? Besides
Misery.
going back to being, I mean that comes day one. Besides transitioning into something else.
Oh, that's such a good point.
A stand-up special is fantastic, right? And I'm not discrediting that, but also the money comes when you're producing, or you open up your production company, or you put yourself in a movie, or you get hired to do the funny role in a movie, or you get hired to write a script, or you're writing ads. I feel like we don't value comedy as much anymore because people are just so funny so fast now. You go on TikTok.
No, that's what I always say. TikTok has taught me that there are the funniest person is not in comedy.
Yeah.
Like straight up.
Yeah, an Instagram comment.
I think there needs to be like, I think comedy is the biggest example of trying to figure out which side they're on, like the digital side and the non-digital side. Also, like, why are no one makes money. You lose money in that world. So I totally understand. But then when
it seems like live performance though is like picking up, like comics doing more live.
Yeah. I mean, people do want experiences more. I will say that is exploding a bit,
Yeah, but I also just feel like, I don't know, that's always been my issue, is like there's so many rules in stand-up. I remember you re-shared what I said on Threads, which is just like, my favorite part about comedy is all the unrelenting advice and the rules. There's so many rules because there are so many rules, and it's supposed to be such like a free, this like something that you do when you're totally free. I mean, all comics I know are neurotic, so it's like, why not make this like rule-less and relaxed? And yeah, I wondered, have you had any thoughts about that specifically?
Yeah, I feel like I've defied every rule they told me. Don't do this, don't do that, don't date a comic. I said, I'll fill the roster. How about that? Stop me. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know, you know, it's also one of those things where, you know, it is such an insider's club. And then when you get there, you realize it's just like high school all over. And, you know, we all came together because we're like, yeah, we're comics and we're doing the thing.
We're punk.
We're
different.
Yeah, but then you get there and there's like the popular group.
Yeah.
And then there's like all these
it does seem very cliquey.
Oh, it's so cliquey.
Yeah.
Going to the comedy store is
cliquey,
truly like going to the worst high school.
Yeah.
I don't go. But when I did, I would like get a knot in my stomach. I hated going there. And I'm not even a stand-up. But
you know what? I wasn't like this in high school, but you know what I learned really works? Not letting people make me feel not confident. So no matter what the interaction is, it's not even that I have to be loud. I just am super, super assertive. And I try to look mean.
But how do you feel about people not liking you? That's my thing.
Oh my God, that used to be a big thing for me.
Yeah.
Now I do not care.
You don't care.
I do not care. People do not like me because I am breathing today. I realized that like as a people pleaser, you know, and going through life literally bending over backwards to get people to freaking like you.
Yeah.
You're contorting and always trying to appease them.
Yeah.
And then you nearly kill yourself.
Yeah.
And you find out they still have a problem.
Yes. Oh, that's so relatable.
After this was like a thing. After last year was the last of that for me. I do not care. The whole world could hate me. God,
oh my God,
please don't. I take it back. Actually, like I hate that. But no, I have realized that in order to be successful, you're not doing your job if people don't like you.
Yeah,
that's a tough lesson.
Yeah, so Dane's still convinced that
I'm
he can get
learning it.
everyone's going to like him.
Yep.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
Because there's someone who wants to do with what you're doing, and the mere fact that they're not doing it makes them dislike you.
Yep.
And so now they're picking you apart.
Damn.
Now they don't like your hair. Now they don't like
the names that are coming up.
Yeah. And it's simply because you had enough courage to do the thing that they think they want to do.
Yep.
No matter how hard it was for you to do it.
Yeah. And now how, like, you had to, like, amp yourself up and, like, cry. And yeah, totally.
Right.
I was like Dane, though, in the beginning of my producing and then being on camera and stuff, where I was like, I'll win these people over. And then as soon as it was just like, Stella sucks. And I was like, fuck. And then I was like, I do suck.
Yeah.
But a big part of it, I've always said, is like finding out who you are.
Yeah.
So that doesn't bother you.
Yeah.
Like kind of going through that and being like, if you don't like who this person is, not my problem.
Yeah.
Can I ask another question?
Yes.
How has your friend group maybe evolved as your career has evolved? Like thinking about collaborators, and like so often I feel like some of your best collaborators could be the people that you've been with from day one.
No new friends, in the words of Drake. I think I have a friendship from people who are in similar places in life. But to be really transparent, I have more male friendships than female friendships.
Me too.
Yeah. Obviously, men are intimidated.
I was going to say, men are trash.
Yeah, I had a lot to say there, but I picked the word intimidated. I feel like men would play the role of a friend, even if they weren't trying to date you. And sometimes I just am like, cool, I take it. You know, I needed the friendship. And so I get more like genuine support from men. And in that way, like, you know, it's just more reflective of like this stage that I am in my life, you know, people who work in my field.
That's why I fuck with you. I'm going to be honest. Because all I can do is just like DM you and you're just immediately like that. And like we haven't talked in a while and it's like there's no drama. There's no weirdness. It's just like I'm ready to go. Today's today. Yes. That's my thing with a lot of other people is just like holding on to resentments or like, you know, just all of this drama that doesn't need to be there. And I feel like you and I have both sort of that understanding where it's like there's no like just come on and I love that.
Scorpio, baby. Yeah, no, I it's like a cat and mouse. I also realize like in this business, people will keep tally of your success, and then when they feel like they have something to offer you, it becomes this like cat and mouse thing of like, oh, well, now I have the upper hand, and they're almost dangling it over you. Like, are you going to dance for this? Or like, you know, and it's like, well, actually, I thought we was cool. We're not. I'm cool. We don't have to do this at all, you know, but that's kind of the culture and what we do is, you know, just keeping tabs of what other people are doing and trying to like compete, I feel.
And are you working with like talent agents or managers or like how is that?
Yeah, I have like 4 different agents, and then
for like tours and film.
You know what?
Or
not
acting.
comedy yet. Actually, I just acting. So I have a voiceover agent, a commercial agent, and then 2 theatrical agents. One for
so crazy you don't have a comedy.
I know
agent.
But you know what? I feel like I wasn't willing to entertain those conversations until I felt like ready. And I knew that it would be something where I'd have to be ready to move my theatrical as well. And I wanted it, like, I will only entertain the conversation when it can work in tandem with my writing. So, like, my comedy agent can work on touring, but I would love for there to also be a department where in the same agency, they know that I'm writing and they know like the kind of scripts that I've written, and, you know, it could be kind of a holistic conversation as opposed to kind of like where I am now. All my agents are spread out in different conversations. Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well,
would you advise, like, I feel like in our business, if like specifically podcasting, like the choice to work with an agent is like a tough one.
No. Is my answer.
Yeah. I feel like
what are they doing?
I was just about to say, like, you know, unless like, you know, they have money on the table, I just wouldn't know, because otherwise what are we monetizing?
Yeah.
Because your job is to get paid off of like what I've already built or what I'm doing. And if you're still expecting me to do the same amount of work and then you're going to get a cut, that is a no. And I think it's the same way for acting or writing or whatever, you know. This big rush to be with an agent is not necessarily right until you have something to leverage. Like if I wasn't in SAG, I wouldn't be chasing an agent, you know, because otherwise, like, I'm not working a non-union commercial and giving you.
What am I getting out of this, basically?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my perspective.
That's the problem with podcasting, because it's a self-starter thing. You're doing it. Like, it's all you, right? It's your own IP. So then, and you don't need them. You don't need them to elevate you. You don't really need them in general, especially like, you know, I could just DM you. I don't have to go through. I always said, if there's more than one agent on an email, I'm not part of it. Yeah. I can't handle it because it's actually making everything longer. So it's like there isn't really a need for them in this space, which I find really interesting. I think, though, all agents should turn to managers, because I think there is a space for managers.
Yeah.
I have an agent that I want to convince to manage.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's less sterile. It feels like they actually care about your career and like, yeah.
In another world, I would be a manager. I'd like to be a manager.
You are manager. I always say you're either a manager personality or an agent personality, and you're giving manager.
You also need a good lawyer. I think if you just have a good lawyer.
That's same, right.
That's part of the problem between digital and traditional too, is like the agents are all back in traditional. And one of my biggest fights was specifically about that in Tiger Belly with Bobby Lee, is like, there is just a misunderstanding of that, and that the podcast is over here, and that his own career is over here, but this is something different. And I find that with any kind of like content person, that you have to, but it seems like you're good at boundaries, so that's good.
Yeah, I think I am. Yeah. Are
you good at saying no?
Oh my gosh. My friend gave me a whole lesson on this. I'm working on it.
So no.
No. Okay. No, my I don't even know if I should tell this.
You mean you made it here, so thank you for that, guys.
I know. I'm thinking, I'm like, were you gonna say no to this?
No. Stella could tell me to walk to the end of the earth, and I'd be like, "Girl, where you at? I'm here." You have a beautiful soul, so I feel like you would never bring me into anything crazy. So no, I would literally do any favor you asked.
I would do anything for you too. Yeah. That's so sweet. Yeah. You're gonna make me cry.
I love when you cry.
No, they did make me cry, and I never cried on a podcast. Bree was there for it. What was your question?
My question? Oh, you were going to tell a story.
Oh, yeah. What about your friend saying no?
About how I should have said no. So, Usher and Chris Brown are going on tour. And so she was like, I'm going to look. The pre-sales drop on Thursday. And I was like, okay, yeah, let me know. She said, ooh, what you trying to do? You trying to spin a bag? I said, well... No. No. She bought tickets for like $2,000 each.
Oh, no.
I said, baby, that's a whole summer of coffees.
We could do so much with that.
I could take every trip I needed to take this summer and some.
$2,000?
I ain't never seen nobody dance so good. I said, you know what? Now that I think about it, the music don't even hit like that. No, I'm kidding. Like, I love the music, but I was like...
What are you getting with that? Are you getting a merch item? Are you getting...
I don't even know, but it's like some kind of VIP package. Some kind of...
Okay.
There's a whole month of bills.
We need a lap dance.
Yeah, I was going to say a double lap dance between the two of them. Right in the middle. That is insane.
Yeah, no.
They must be making so much money. I just think about that.
To be Usher and Chris Brown in this time.
Yeah.
But to like have to think back and be like, whoa, how did my no not get heard? Or how can I be more firm?
Oh, wait. So you're on the hook now for that?
Low key.
Oh,
she said, dang, girl, I was driving through the hills and I was just excited I bought them. I said, I didn't know you were buying them.
Well, if you're listening to this and you want that ticket, let us know.
Are you still, you're going to go?
No.
Oh, you're not
No. I have so many goals.
Yeah.
And it's not even about like I have the money and I don't mean to be rude, friend, but I'm not in a space right now in my life where pleasure is being prioritized in that way. $200, still would have complained, but I could have did that. But right now I'm like, it's been 2 years of me having these very aggressive career goals and stalling them in hopes of this magic man in the sky coming to help me do it.
Such a good way to put it.
If I'm going to drop $2,000 on something, let's put it back to the stuff I said I wanted to do 2 years ago.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you were giving advice to somebody younger, like a little baby Bree.
Oh my God.
My advice is always just do the thing, just do it. But what do you wish? I know you're going to be like, I never regret anything, because that's so something you would say. But I feel like, or everything is a lesson.
Yeah.
But what would you give to somebody who is sort of going down the road of Bree, the content, the figuring it out? What do you wish you knew earlier?
This question hits a nerve because I think sometimes I really still struggle with it, but I think I overthink so much that I will talk myself out of something that I know is right or that I know I should be doing.
Interesting.
And if I had to give advice to anyone, my younger self, it would be to stop. Like, as hard as it is to stop, because I feel like I can be so convinced that I know what my next steps in my path and decisions I want to make. And the smallest little chirp from a naysayer even, I will let that come deter me totally off of like something that I planned, like a 6-month whole thing, just because one person said something stupid.
Yeah. I totally feel that.
That is something that, I guess you don't know until you know, but like letting people sort of trick you out your spot for whatever weird motivations that they might have, I think is something that like I would advise people to just like stick to your guns and go for what you know, because there's value in just executing, that little fire inside of you.
Yeah. God, what is that? Because I have that same thing. It can be anyone. It can be like a doorman. And you'd be like, what are you doing going to this? And I'd be like, you're right, I'm leaving right now. Yeah.
I need to stop myself from asking just whoever will listen their opinion on the thing that I'm working on. Oof. I need to pick like 2 people that I trust to get their opinion on the things that I'm working on, and then that's it. Because the second it gets to 5, 10 people, too much.
I think even for me, let's not get your opinion until I've executed fully on what I'm doing, because sometimes I invited you too early in on the process, and I didn't even really get it out fully for you to understand it, or it was a rough cut, or it wasn't even a full thing, and you made me throw away something that might have just needed a little tweaking. And so for me, I think the vulnerability that you have when you're in a space of something being half-baked is so sensitive to me that I just can't really afford for any extra voices until it is completely out of me.
How the hell do you you're just like la 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 and just do your thing?
Now I am. Now I am.
I'm trying to do that too. It's very hard.
Yeah. I think, and it goes back to being a people pleaser, because if I have the smallest amount of doubt inside of me and you speak to it just a little bit, now that 10% doubt is fully in control.
And it affects everything. Yeah.
I can't even really think straight, because I'm like, well, what did you mean by that when you said that? And now I'm seeing the whole project or the whole experience through the doubt.
The goggles. Those goggles. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
God, that is hard lesson.
Is that a feeling that you're feeling right now on this current project or a past project?
Yeah. So, a lot of projects actually, even with my self-tapes, I'm going back into the studios now to tape, and sometimes I will like overthink, like, how does this person coach? Are they going to be talking about nonsense? Are they going to ask me why I didn't wear lip gloss? And sometimes, hey, just
I was just going to ask about that. Where's your lip gloss?
Girl, you need a little bit, girl. But no, for this current project, my feature, so the interesting thing is that my financer, the team that can finance the film, they want to work in in conjunction with like a team of people, right? They're like, if you can leverage some of your connections in the industry as attachments, on camera talent, crew, whatever, and then we're going to bring in these sort of partners and also have a mission towards it, because, you know, working with companies like the NAACP, obviously there's a bit of activism with my work. And so being in a space where I have to figure out who to collaborate with is very challenging, right? And so I'm trying to make sure that I am very clear on the project that I want to make, but I'm also having conversations with people to be like, hey, maybe you could come on and co-direct, or EP, or would you give a letter of intent to be an actor? And that is very hard for me, because as soon as I'd be like, hey, can we get on a Zoom, and you can't respond, it's a sign. I'm like,
that's so true.
The smallest things will just, I think, Scorpio as well.
You are a Scorpio?
Yeah.
Why do I have so many of you
The
in my
smallest
life?
little thing. If I see it and I notice it, I'm like, I'm gonna stare at that until it gets fixed or you're gone.
So that is hard. And I think, you know, the stuff that we do, you're not supposed to do it alone, even though we do a lot of it alone. But like, making a film is not something you do by yourself, you know? And so having been someone who's felt like so sort of misused in collaborative spaces, I'm like, how do you transition into those healthy partnerships where I really respect your work, you really respect my work, okay, we're doing the thing, you know? So it's starting to happen, but I am having to go into the conversations very differently, and it is more so about sitting in the driver's seat and not necessarily just going along for the ride.
I'm excited for you, though.
So much. Yeah, me too.
That sounds like a very...
It seems like you're in the right place to really take off. That's what I like to...
Oh, thank you,
when I see someone like that, who, because you also have to have this all figured out, because you can go on the wrong goddamn road for so long if you have the wrong person leading you, or they can screw you over, or they can have different values or whatever. But it's like, you have to just be it seems like you're in a great place to just take off. So you heard it here.
I said this to someone. I live at this coffee shop on Melrose, and I was talking with the owner, and he shared a similar sentiment. And I said, I'm actually so grateful that it is now and not when I was younger.
Totally.
Because even though I really, really wanted it, and I was so like, I don't know why it's not happening, and I want to do the things, I didn't have this mindset.
Totally.
Perspective,
yeah. I think about all the shit that I've been through too, and it's like, I wouldn't have the mindset now that I like. Exactly, you said it better than I did. But like, I do want to mention one more thing. I was thinking of, Bree is the only person, when I'm in public, when you're in public with Bree, people will stop their cars. I'm not kidding. Beep their horns. There's something magnetic about her. I like, we were outside for like 5 seconds one day after recording, and a truck like stopped and was like, "What's up?" And I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, I'm giving don't talk to me ever, and I'm giving like, bitch, I'll just say it. And you're giving like the whatever the opposite is, which I think is a great quality to have.
Oh, thank you. I try to give what you give, though. It just does not work.
We don't condone catcalling on this podcast.
I know. Say that again. They be howling. Like, it's crazy.
But like that story you told about how someone asked to eat your bagel at a bagel place, like literally that happened. Someone was like, can you tell the story?
Yeah. It's so random. I'm freaking eating a bagel on the side of the road. I'm like leaving or coming to meet with them to record, and I'm starving. I'm eating this bagel. This random lady walks up to me and go, "What you eating?" I'm like,
give me that.
And so I'm, okay, it's an avocado, something. And she gets to lecturing me about how you're not supposed to eat this and that, and she's on this whole holistic kick, and she's watching all these holistic people, and then she goes, "Let me get a little bite."
Isn't that so fucked?
That is.
And I look up to the sky. I said, "Jesus, is this a test?" I was hungry.
And guess what she does? She gives it to her.
Yeah, you got it. You got to.
Give it to her.
You got to.
Well,
like, get out of my face.
The character that you were presenting felt like someone who deserved the bite.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Deserved the bite.
Like,
yeah, she might have.
She asked for it. She shot her shot.
She did.
Wait a second. You probably paid like $15, $16.
It was a $20 bagel. Yeah.
A $20 bagel.
$3 bite.
$3 bite. Yeah.
No, she took the whole rest of the bagel.
Yeah, she did. She did.
Yeah,
she did. It had like capers on it. I think it was like a fish something.
Yeah.
Like it was just like
fresh fish.
Yeah, $20.
Let's bring her on the pod.
Yeah,
she probably.
How do you have the nerve to do something like that? I mean,
actually, she's here right now.
I could be paid.
I would lose it.
Oh my god, it's one of my favorite.
That's
stories.
actually what we, come into the actual at the end here. This is TV now. We got to bring in reveals like that to podcasts where like someone does investigative journalism, brings a person that we're talking about. God,
see, that's very cookout. That's very, you at the cookout, your drinks are set in. They say, now that I got you loose, look who's here. See, I like that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Like who? Like exes and things? That's a nightmare. I'm such a control freak. There was a time on Trash Tuesday when
I'm like edge of my seat now.
Really?
Yeah. No, it's gonna be like you have to get into I'm gonna get into like deep relationship talks, and then I'm gonna be like, I brought in a psychologist for you to speak with.
Yeah.
Come on in.
Are you gonna have professionals on?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably smart. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people think they're psychologists.
Yeah.
Me included sometimes. But yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, Bree, thank you so much for joining us.
Is
there any? We haven't done a plug on our show yet, but is there a plug that you want to?
Oh yeah, plug your new movie.
Oh,
social
so
I'm
or socials.
Whatever.
Yeah, so my name is Bree Webber. You can find me online at Bree X Webber, BREEX Webber. And I got a film going to ABFF that I am acting in at the end of May. And it's called That's Her. It's got Country Wayne, Miss Pat, Tabitha Brown, Coco Jones, and your girl, Bree Webber.
I love it.
Yay.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. This was so fun. It flew by.
Thanks for listening to This is TV Now, a new podcast from Good Tape Magazine. Today's episode was engineered by Thomas Willett and both mixed and edited by Fred Munoz for Sounds Visual Studio. The artwork was designed by Sammy Whitwer for Good Tape Studio, with photography by Maggie Shannon. Our theme song is New Me Win by Brian B. Stray. And if you're following us on social media, at This is TV Now on all platforms, our clips were designed by Andrew Calloway. That's it for today. See you next time.